So good afternoon. We're a nice 30-minute express yoga class, and we're going to start lying on our backs in our corpse pose in savasana. So if you can, and your back's feeling good today, lie down with your legs straight, your arms straight by the side. Now your feet are probably a little wider than your hips, and try and let the toes just fall out and the feet naturally to the side. So the arms are resting on the ground. Just push through the fingertips, which sort of drags the shoulders away from the ear. So you get more space from shoulder to ear. And the palms are facing up. And I'd like you to squeeze everything. So roll the fingers in and then point the toes, squeeze the glutes, activate the arms and the legs, and get the face involved. Really squeeze everything up and then just release and let everything soften and rest down to the ground. So by doing that, we should find a nice natural lying position without trying to force our bodies into a particular shape. So I'll guide you through shapes, but if you need to modify for any reason, then please do, okay? Always incorporate a little bit of movement if you need to, unless I specifically say, maybe at the end, we've got 2 minutes stillness, okay? So we've arrived on the mat. Just take a breath through the nose, nice and long, filling the belly and the chest, filling the lungs, chest expands, belly rises, and then exhale nice and slow with a sigh out of the mouth. Again, rest the body into the ground. Check your feet haven't got all tense, and your legs, just gently give them a little rock and make sure that they're relaxed. I tend to keep hold of my left leg for some reason, so I have to really connect in with my leg and go, okay, let's soften. We're coming up into the hips now, the hip bones underneath the glutes, and feel the pressure between the ground and your sacrum. Sacrum's a little diamond-shaped bone at the bottom of your spine, and just rest into the ground. So the back's nice and flat and long on the ground. Shoulders relaxed, both arms, including elbows and wrists, and the hands. And just notice the sensation of the back of the hands, the way they're rested on the ground. And fingers are soft, including the thumbs. Now let's swallow once or twice. And then lengthen the back of the neck, just by assisting the chin towards the front of the neck, or almost towards the back. And then just release again. So it just gives you that little bit of length in the neck. And then of course the head connected with the ground. And then we'll bring the energy all the way through the body and out of the crown. So we go straight into our 2-part breath. So let's inhale now for 1, 2, 3, hold it, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling, 1, 2, 3, and hold it, exhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling, 1, 2, 3, and hold, exhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling, 1, 2, 3, and hold, exhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling, hold, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So we're just returning back to your natural breath. And with those breathing techniques, if you ever get out of sync or you feel a bit flustered, just return back to a nice calm in and out breath. So let's slide our arms along the ground above the head. So we're coming into like a star shape. Just press through the toes and stretch through the fingers. And then just relax the body down. Now pick up your left foot and send it, just slide it across the ground until it reaches the right foot. And do the same with the left arm. So slide the hand along the ground till it comes to the right arm and see if you can hold on to that right wrist. Now an option is just to stay here, or add on, pick up that left foot and cross it over the right foot. So we're coming into Banasana, which is our crescent shape. It's like a standing side bend that we do, but it's great to relax down on the ground and get that lateral stretch of the side. And just breathing nice and gently in and out. Maybe taking the breath into the left side of the rib cage, noticing the intercostal muscles between the ribs expanding a little. And then don't forget softening the body on the exhale. Maybe reach a little bit more over, so you're creating a bit more of a banana shape. And try and keep the shoulders nice and grounded on the floor. So just another couple of breaths in your own time, no rush. Trying to erase any expectations or judgments that we have for today's class. And sliding back into that star shape. First of all, point through the toes, reach through the fingers, release, and then send the right foot to the left and the right hand to the left. So if you can grab the left wrist now, and an option to pick up the right foot and place it over the left ankle. So coming into this lovely Banasana. Feeling that lateral stretch and relaxing the shoulders into the ground. Try and keep the hips a little bit into the ground as well. If you're crossing your ankles and you see that your hips raised a little bit or a bit too much, then don't cross them. Just take it easy. Always be kind to yourself. So a couple more breaths here. Relaxing the face. And we come back into our star shape. Again, full body stretch, activate everything. And then slide the hands back down to where they were to start with in our Shavasana. And then slide the feet to the long edges of the mat, placing the soles down. And let's just rest the knees over to one side. Breathing into the legs and out. Inhale the legs up to the center and let's just send them over to the other side. Resting just for a short moment. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the knees up, exhale over to the side. Inhale, knees up, exhale over to the side. Great. Okay, bring the knees to the center and just assist them up to the chest with your hands. Squeezing the knees as far as you can, but try and keep the tailbone down on the ground. Separating the knees now, and then circling them back round together and assisting back up to the chest. So 2 more this way. Try and be nice and fluid. Let the body move where it needs to. And let's go the other way. Might get a few cracks. I don't know if you heard that one there. It's quite a classic. And then we're going to come up into all fours. So you can make your way to all fours or rock and roll with the ankles crossed, hands behind the knees. 2 or 3 rocks on the spine. Don't go onto the neck if you can and roll right over the knees. Come back to the center of your mat. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the mat, cat-cow breath. So belly down, tailbone up. Press the floor away, gaze forward. Exhale, roll the belly in, roll the spine up. And press the floor away. Let the head hang down. Inhaling now. Lifting up. Exhaling, belly in. Rolling the spine up. Head hang down. Press the floor away. Let's do one more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now coming into our neutral tabletop, just pick up one knee about 1 inch or so off the ground and just bring it towards the back of that hand on that side. And then send it out to back to the center under the hip and then lift it out to the side. Back under the hip and then to the back, and the foot raises up towards the sky. And let's do that again. So bring the knee forward, try and keep the back as neutral as you can. You are going to get a little bit of a rounding, that's fine. Knee under the hip and then out to the side. Lift it up if you can, as far as the hip, back to the center. Let's take it back out to the, lifting the foot up towards the sky and then rolling that knee forward again. Back under the hip and then out to the side, back under the hip and out to the back. Lovely. So knee under the hip again and extend that leg out to the side. Come into cat-cow breath now. So inhale, belly down, tailbone up, look forward. Press the floor away a little. Exhale, let's roll that spine up. Bring our attention into the femur bone at the top, going into the hip. Inhale, belly down, gaze forward, tailbone up. Exhale, rolling the spine. Let's do that one more time. So inhaling and exhaling. Leaving the foot where it is, just come into the neutral back, draw the belly in a little bit and see if we can raise that extended foot off the ground 3 times, nice and slow. So raise the foot up and then lower down. Raise the foot up and then lower down. You'll really feel this in the outer hip, down the IT band, up and down. Bring it back underneath the knee and come into some circles now. So the knees circling around. And let's change direction. You might notice a few more clicks. Yeah, good job. Let's do that on the other side. Okay, so remember what we did on the other side. So I think first of all, we raise the knee just about an inch off the ground. And then the knee came forward. We're pulling the belly in a little bit. Send the knee back under the hip and then out to the side. Back under the hip and then out to the back. Foot pressing up towards the sky. So rolling that knee forward. Keeping the belly nice and tight in. Knee back to the under the hip. Out to the side, under the hip, out to the back. Forward with the knee now. Under the hip, out to the side, under the hip, and out to the back. So under the hip, and slide that foot out to the side now. 3 cat-cow breaths. So inhale, gaze forward, tailbone up. Exhale, draw the belly in and round the spine, at the head come down. Inhale, tailbone up, tailbone, whatever that is, look forward, press the floor away. Exhale, roll the spine up. So one more, inhaling and exhaling. Coming back into our neutral back. Press into both hands and let's raise that right foot up into the air and then tap it down again. So engaging the core, right foot goes in the air and then back down. Or actually whatever leg's extended, so it doesn't have to be the right leg. And then lift the left leg up and then down. Bring it in underneath the hips and come into some knee circles. So about 3 one way and then 3 the other. And then place the knee under the hip, big toes together, and let's slide the hips back into a Banasana or child pose. So slide the hands along the ground and then bring the forehead down. That option to come up on the fingertips if you want to make it a little stronger in your child pose. And we'll take 5 breaths here. And just notice anything going on in the body. So for me, my hips are feeling nice and warm. The lower back's loosened up a little bit. I'm kind of warming up and lengthening and definitely strengthen my core a little bit during the knee circles. So just a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to take a breath. We're going to bring the body forward and come into that modified cobra. So this is always a lovely way to open the front body. So hips down, chest forward, look forward, and exhale back into child pose. Pressing the hips down, maybe the forehead touches the mat. Inhale, rolling forward again, bending the elbows, keeping them close, hips towards the ground, gaze forward. Exhale, push back. So one more, inhaling forward. And exhale, child pose. Coming up into tabletop briefly, tucking the toes, and let's lift the hips up into downward facing dog, taking a look between the toes. Now roll forward into your plank first and gently bring the hips down, not too far, and the chest forward, look forward. So exhaling into our downward facing dog. And inhale, rolling forward, plank first, and then modified cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. And then inhale, rolling into plank, sending the hips down a little closer to the mat and looking forward, and chest shines forward, and then pressing back into downward facing dog. Okay, good job. Let's raise that right foot up into the air now. Little ankle rolls and circles, bending that leg in the air and then stacking the hip into our three-legged dog. So really squeeze that foot towards the hips and then square off the hips and then roll forward and bring that foot in between the hands and lower that back knee. Okay, so we're coming into our low lunge. So moving forward, so let the hips guide forward and then shine the chest forward and look forward too. Feeling that opening the back hip flexor at the front of the leg and the compression of the front leg. Now let's rock back into our half splits, maybe moving the hands if you need to, sliding the foot out a little bit and toes up. So feeling that lovely lengthening of the back of the leg, legs bent, that's absolutely fine. And let's rock forward again, walking forward with the hands into our lunge, our low lunge. Back again into our half splits, opening the back of the leg, and then forward again into our low lunge, chest forward. Okay, let's do that one more time for the half splits. Coming up on fingertips, and then forward into our lunge. Okay, now let's swap the foot and the hand over. So bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot, and just send the toes off to a nice diagonal angle. And then place the hand in the inside of that bent knee and gently push it out so the foot rolls to the outside. And we take a little twist now and look round and up if you can. So feeling an opening in that hip. Just breathing nice and gently. And then return the hand down to the mat, square the toes off a little bit, and we come into 3 circles one way and then the other. So forearm and front leg is connected and we're circling now. So we're kind of moving the body. The toes, back toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever you feel like you need today. And let's circle around the other way. Okay, so coming back to the center, swap the hand and foot round again, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and that front foot's going to go up into three-legged dog again. So all the way up, bend that leg and then stack the hips. Square off the hips and just float that right foot down. All the way down, nice and slow, back into our downward facing dog. So let's have a little bit of movement. Move one leg, then the other. Maybe look under the armpit, a little head shake, whatever you feel like you need before raising the left foot into the air now. Stretch through the toes, then bend that leg and let's stack the hips into our three-legged dog. Squeezing that foot towards the glutes and lifting the knee up to the sky. Feeling that lovely opening in the front of the hip, getting into the psoas muscle. Now let's square off the hips and we'll bring that left foot in between the hands. And we're lowering the back knee now. Into our lunge, so let's lunge forward, noticing the difference from one side to the other. And then hand walk or fingertip walk back to our half splits. Lifting those toes, the front toes up to the sky if you can, just give it a go. Bent leg is fine. Walking forward again into our lunge and then back into our half splits. Really lengthening the hamstring. One more rock forward and then rock back. And then rock forward, and we're going to switch the foot and the hand round. Send the toes off to a 45-degree angle, and then press that left foot into the left inner knee. And look round if you can. So a nice little twist. If you've got anything going in the neck today, maybe just look down or look at the hand. Or if you can, maybe send the gaze up. Be mindful. And placing the hand back down to the foot, squaring off the toes, coming into our lizard 3 circles. So let's circle round, trying to keep the arm attached to that leg. Now you can make the circles as big as small as you like. And then when we've done 3 one way, let's change direction. Relaxing the face as well. Okay, let's swap the hand and foot over again. We're lifting the back knee off the ground and then sending the front foot back into our 3-legged dog. So stack the hips very briefly and then balance out the hips and slowly send that left foot back down to the ground, feet together, bring the knees down to the ground and then lengthen them open, untuck the toes, and come back into our child pose. Rest down, forehead touches the mat. And an option, if you like, to come up onto the fingertips, or just rest and take 3 breaths here. If your wrists are feeling a little bit, maybe a gentle movement there. Yeah, taking it easy, just noticing what's going on. Okay, so coming up into our tabletop, we're going to come into a seated position. So you can either come up into downward dog first of all, taking a look through the toes, bending the knees, make sure they're really nice and bent. Now send the gaze through the hands and then jump forward into a cross-leg position, or just get there where you can, it's no problem. Okay, let's extend one leg out. So we're coming into a half butterfly and we're going to raise the arms above the head and just gently come over that extended leg. So nice passive fold, nothing too heavy going on. And you get down to your full forward fold and then reach up. Left hand behind you, or sorry, whatever arm you've got going on, same arm as the bent leg, and let's lift the hips up into our whirl thing. Slowly bringing the hips down, coming into our side bend. And let's float back into our whirl thing, or half whirl thing actually. So lifting the hips up, stretching over. And then flowing back down to our side bend. So you've got one more half whirl thing in your own time. Lifting up. And then sitting back down. Great. Coming into a spinal twist. So taking the opposite hand on the extended leg. And we're going to take a little twist like this. Remember, we're twisting from the thoracic and not the lumbar. So try and let the lumbar stay where it is without forcing, just naturally. And as we pivot from that thoracic point where the bra strap is, and as you get to your full range, just exhale. And then see if you can go 1 more millimeter. Just softening the body. Taking it easy. And then we're twisting over to the other side now, just noticing what's going on. You might feel a little bit more twist in the extended adductor, and then the other hand goes behind the back. Again, we're twisting from the thoracic, not the lumbar. And we're being kind to ourselves. It's just a gentle, passive rotation of the spine. Now, one more breath here. And then we're turning front, swapping over. So half butterfly with the other leg. Extend the other leg out, point the toes up to the sky, and let's raise the hands up and then passive fold over that extended leg. Go down as far as you like, as far as you want to. And as you raise the body up, place the other hand behind your back, the same hand as the bent leg, and let's lift the hips up. Nice breath in, opening up the body, lengthening, exhaling, hips come down, and let's do a nice side bend, lifting the other hand up and over the head. Couple more times. So hand down behind, lifting the hips up, reaching into our half wild thing. Exhale, hips come down, and then side bend. And one more. Taking a breath in with the move, lifting, stretching, lengthening, exhaling into our side bend. We're coming into our twist now. So the hand on the outside of the extended leg, lifting out the waist, and let's take a little twist round. Taking it easy, softly on the exhale. And then slowly coming over to the other side, lifting up. One side we should be easier than the other because of the shape of the legs. Take it easy, you might not be able to pivot as much on this side. Nice, one more breath. And then turn front, and let's come into bound angle. So the soles of the feet come together. It doesn't matter how close the heels are to your body, but I'd like you to hold on to the ankles and make it quite a strong pose. So we're going to sit up nice and long and really hold on to these ankles. It's quite a meditative pose, bound angle. So I invite you to close your eyes down or soft gaze. Try and let the shoulders come away from the ears, and we're still lifting out from the base of the spine, following that natural curve all the way up to the base of the neck, that little protrusion of the bone, C7, lengthening through the back of the neck, up through the back of the head, and shining through the crown. So sitting nice and strong, but try and relax the muscles we don't need. So quick scan, I'm gripping onto my ankles. That's the main bit of strength here. It kind of gets your core to activate a little bit. And that's really only stuff going on. So I can feel it a little bit in the arms. And let's just exhale, nice and slow, and take 3 mindful breaths to your own rhythm. And keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable. Release the ankles and just bring the body forward. You may want to take the heels away a little bit, but just passively forward fold, very gently. Bring the palms facing up, which will make you passively fold. You may want to engage the core a little bit as you just gently bring the head and bow forward. Just let the body slowly unwind and lengthen. No forcing, just natural lengthening of the spine. If you're kind in your gentle movements, the body will assist and will definitely soften. Let's place the palms down now, just gently assisting that torso back up. Hands on the knees and bringing the knees up just for a moment. Give yourself a bit of a hug. Wrap the elbows around the knees. Maybe bring the head or forehead down towards the knees if you can. And sitting into a comfortable seat, placing the palms together at the heart space. Taking a moment, giving yourself thanks for your practice. And raise the thumbs up to the third eye. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.